Good night. Welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. The departmental government, through the Secretaries of Mobility and Tourism, meet with the travel agencies to propose solutions for the transport service outside the Gustavo Rojas Pinilla International Airport.
Today, the Secretaries of Tourism and Mobility met with travel agencies, civil aeronautics, and tourist service providers for the purpose of issuing a new document to regulate and administer the provision of transport service outside the Gustavo Rojas Pinilla International Airport. Likewise, to establish solutions that guarantee an excellent and optimal transfer of visitors and locals that leave the air terminal, in addition to ensuring the work of cab drivers, members of the guild who work in the parking lot of the airport.
The idea was to listen to the travel agencies to improve the provision of services by the cab drivers at the airport while at the same time meeting their needs.
For his part, the head of the tourism portfolio spoke about the need for cab drivers to provide good service at the time their service is required at the air terminal.
We are looking to defend the rights of cab drivers, but they must also fulfill the duties they have and not refuse to provide service to residents and to tourists to places where they need to arrive.
At the same time, the government proposes to establish a tariff within the airport, and they hope that cab drivers will continue to provide their service. Also, that drivers have an excellent personal presentation, that their cars are in good condition, that it passes inspection requirement and be up to date, and that drivers are willing to transport visitors to both rural and urban areas.
The new head of the Social Development Office gave his projections and proposals upon taking office as the department's new Secretary of Social Development.
Upon taking office as the new Secretary of Social Development, Guillermo Rodriguez stated his challenges and goals to be achieved in this governmental position.
Alla uno know that we have plenty of challenges with the rights of people need, the environment, the humans them, and the work people then. And I want everybody to know that my big mission during this period of time is to meet all the needs of the people, specifically the rights of people needs, and the governor he has emphasized about it. And well, I hope that during this period of time we can achieve it. I know that I have a really good team, and well, you know that it's a teamwork that made the dreams work, and I hope that we can make it during this period of time.
The new Secretary of Social Development, who took office yesterday, September 1st, has already begun to work on the issues corresponding to his department to start working on the needs of the community and on all the issues that have to do with the management of social welfare in the islands.
And the newly appointed Secretary of Tourism spoke to Teleislas News about the new challenges he faces in leading the portfolio and the projects that he will develop.
The newly appointed Departmental Secretary of Tourism, Juan Enrique Arsboldao, offered details of the first actions to be carried out during his administration, which assumes the portfolio responsible for the first economic line of the archipelago, tourism.
The first thing that all islanders have to understand, and it is a challenge that we are going to start working on, is to learn that the island lives from tourism and everything has to do with it, no matter what activity you are involved in. We have urgent things like fixing the house. We have a week of recess coming up, and after that, the tourist season from December to January, which is very busy. And next year, we have the tourist showcase of Anato, for which we are invited as a destination. It is important to organize the house before that happens, get to perform maintenance and beautification of the island. We also have a lot of work to do at the airport in the reception of tourists, in the ochre filter, as well as the time of departure, to work to the cab issue, the rights of cab drivers, to prevent that right from being usurped by the vans, but also to recognize the right of the vans.
Arsboldao said that next year the archipelago will begin to receive cruise ships, which is why work will be intensified in the provision of services, strengthening relations with travel agencies, and initiating work to strengthen tourism infrastructure.
We will organize the provision of tourist services. look for ways to integrate agencies with our operators, and better rotate passengers to avoid concentrations in the same tourist sites. We visited the Cove that was affected by Hurricane Eta and Iota, and we are looking at how to invest resources because we are receiving confirmations that next year cruise ships will start arriving to the island, and we want to be prepared for that.
The official said that during his administration, he will seek to bring the tourism economy to other areas outside the downtown area of the island through the empowerment of the communities and the tourist offers they have beyond sun, beach, and sand.
And much attention to the following note: a new vaccination day will be held this weekend in the department with the purpose that all citizens have their complete schemes.
In order to boost vaccination coverage in the department, the Health Secretariat will carry out this weekend a vaccination day in the south of the island.
En la Secretaría de Salud Departamental,
The Departmental Health Secretariat with the Department of Social Prosperity and the Social State Enterprise will be carrying out tomorrow, September 3, a vaccination day for the beneficiaries of the Families in Action program, but also the general population can attend in the sector of San Luis at the two vaccination points, which are the Rubén Darío School and the Child Development Center Picninicana. We will have regular vaccines that are normally applied to children under 6 years old, also for pregnant women, adults over 60 years old, and we have COVID-19 vaccines that are applied from 3 years of age, either for the population to start or begin their vaccination schedule. As a recommendation, bring all the cards you have so that the vaccination team can review the scheme and complete the dose that the person is missing.
The vaccination day will be held at the 2 points provided by the departmental government from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
In other news, the course of audiovisual production for digital media has been long awaited for by islanders. It is open a closed offer at SENA, giving opportunity to those interested to enroll without inconvenience.
For lovers of the audiovisual world, SENA opened the Technologies course of Digital Audiovisual Media Production, which will last 27 months. The instructor in charge of the course expanded this information.
We are offering a program called Digital Audiovisual Media Production. In the program, we will learn a little about camera handling, the stages of production in an audiovisual product, which are pre-production, production, and post-production. We will see editing, sound, camera lighting, handling of equipment for post-production, and the idea is to open it in a closed call with a specific list of trainees in the evening from 6 to 11 p.m. from Monday to Friday.
The documents required for enrollment in the course are identity card, the OCRE card, high school diploma, XFES results, and the certificate of affiliation to health insurance entity. Upon completion of the course, the person will be able to create and propose audiovisual projects in a comprehensive manner, its marketing and distribution. Likewise, the person will be able to work in jobs related to communication, in advertising agencies, audiovisual production companies, television channels, cinema, or animation. Finally, for those interested in the course, the deadline for submitting documents will be next Monday, September 5th. The documents must be delivered at the SENA facilities, where they will be placed in a folder to later formalize the enrollment process, and thereafter the entrance exam will be conducted throughout the Sophia Plus system. For further information, please contact phone number 316-873-1508.
The Rizal population has a public policy that is implemented through affirmative actions agreed in different entities of the District of Bogotá. In this framework, an activity will be conducted in the city of Bogotá led by the organization of Rizal people outside the archipelago.
In the framework of the implementation of the affirmative action agreed upon between the Organization of Rizal People Living Outside the Archipelago, ORFA, the Territorial Directorate and the EC Subdirectorate of the District Secretariat of Social Integration and Activity will be conducted to promote the culture and social values of the Rizal people in the city of Bogotá. se llevará a cabo un diálogo social.
An exploratory social dialogue and social mapping will be carried out with members of the community with the objective of establishing key aspects of the current social, cultural, and territorial conditions of the racial population living in the city of Bogotá in order to identify capacities, potentials, problems, and needs that contribute to the construction of territorial social agendas within the framework of Project 7749, which is a strategy for caring territories.
The activity will take place on Saturday, September 3rd from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the local mayor's office of Chapinero in Auditorium B, 3rd floor.
And in news of the municipality, the strike will not be lifted, although the educators receive communication from the Northern Temporary Union in charge of the teachers' health service. It does not comply with their demands.
The teachers' protest in the municipality to improve their health service has turned into an indefinite strike. According to the educators, the answers they gave them are only lukewarm water to serious problems that affect their right to health.
They give us some answer, but it's not to fulfill what we asking. It don't accomplish our necessity here. They are washing their hands, saying that here is for doctor. There is for doctor, but through emergency, we don't have no doctor to tend to it. They're trying to what we say in Spanish, give us some panitos de agua tibia, but we don't want to accept that. We need the presence of Lisbeth Vargas here, the head of the UTE, the Secretary of Education, and all who got to do with it. If they don't come here, the strike going till they present here to give us a solution.
According to the teachers, promises are always made that are fulfilled for a short period of time, but then they return to the same situation. But now they're looking for definitive solutions.
The answers we were given are basically that we have to make do with what we have. And we are not really going to continue to accept this type of health conditions. We have 5 basic fixed requests that are easy to meet. And until they give us those positive answers, we are going to continue the strike.
The teachers are looking to put an end to a problem that has been plaguing them for a long time.
And 3 activities are being carried out by the National University in Old Providence: a research on the hurricane and the reconstruction process, a laboratory of social innovation, and a cleanup day.
Teachers from different branches of the National University have been working for several days in the municipality, carrying out activities with fishermen and the community through a social innovation laboratory, listening and contributing to the development of the island.
We have been surprised by the amount of deep-rooted reflections in the artisanal fishing sector. There are people, men and women, who know their sector, who know the problems of their sector, and who also have a lot of ideas to become one of the economic forces that pulls part of the local development in the island of Providence.
According to the teachers, with the results, it is demonstrated that the knowledge is in the communities. That is why external agents must listen and co-construct.
What they're going to leave to iFish and the other associations is an action plan that, as in any social innovation laboratory, is developed by the stakeholders. Because our role was to accompany the information that had to emerge so that they could make it concrete.
Activities also included interviews with people affected by the hurricane, and tomorrow will culminate with a cleanup day in Southwest Bay.
The island has to commit to protecting its marine and coastal ecosystems. And these small activities are extremely powerful, and nature is grateful for it.
All those interested are invited to participate tomorrow in a big cleaning day held from 8 a.m.
And with news from the municipality, we reach to the end of our broadcast, but we see you Sunday at 8 p.m. in Teleislas News Weekend. Good night.